Hello, beautiful souls. I am welcoming myself back to this space and welcoming you back to this space too. It's been a little while. It's been a little while since I've been here. And that's why I'm doing this video, to let you know where I've been, what's been happening, and just fill you in a bit. So I just want to start with a little story, if that's okay. This morning I was sitting outside in one of my sacred spots, like out in the sun. It's just a beautiful spot to sit. And I was sitting in the sun and I just asked God, the universe, whatever you believe in, my higher self, I just asked, what is it that my soul is to lean into next? What am I here for? What is my soul here for? And I was clearly guided, and I've been guided. I've been feeling this nudge for a little while to share. What I received was to share my story, share my heart, share my authentic soul with you. And all will be welcome and all will be received, and it will open doors for me and doors for you, and it'll be a beautiful, beautiful experience. So to really lean in. So here I am leaning into that. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. My name is Aston Dexter, also Aston Simmons, now that I'm married and have a beautiful family with 2 children. So yeah, let's dive in. Where have I been? Where have I been? So I think where I kind of left the social world for a little while was around the time before I had my first son, or my first child, as I only have one son. 2017 it was. We returned back from Queenstown, New Zealand, 2016. We loved living there. We lived there for a year. Such a beautiful place. There might be some of you beautiful souls from Queenstown, New Zealand watching this, and I just want to send you all so much love and light. I'm missing you all so much. It's a big part of who I am, that beautiful place. It lives here in my heart, and all of you do too. And I miss you guys deeply. I miss that beautiful, soulful, spiritual place, and I hope to be there back again soon with my family. But yeah, we moved back around in 2017. I was feeling called to start a family. My husband had some dreams he wanted to realize, and so we moved back. And one of the dreams that my husband had was to build a tiny house. I don't know if you've heard of tiny houses, but they're literally a house on a trailer. Ours was 7.2 by 2.2 dimensions, in meters, not very big. So I said, okay, like if this is more than just an interest, if it's something you're feeling called to do, your soul is wanting to create this, then we can do it, but let's do it before we have kids. And pretty much 3 months before we moved in, I found out I was pregnant with my son, Avin. So I tuned in like I did this morning and really sat with it and was like, whoa, okay, this feels huge. What do I do now? What do I do next? And the guidance that I received was to continue to finish the build of the tiny house, to move in, and to go on that journey. I definitely received the guidance that it was going to be hard. It felt heavy, and it was like, it's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot to move through, but this is for you. This is for your soul. It's for your authentic soul's growth. And I'm a very open soul. I'm a very, what's here for me. I'm open. I'm willing to share. I'm open to whatever experiences are there to teach me and the lessons that I'm here to learn. I'm really open to all of that. And I live that in my physical world every day. And I share that with people every day in my life. And I'm really wanting to try and do that now in this virtual social world as well, to really bring the worlds closer together. I don't know about you, but I think sometimes I've felt that I need to show up one way at work and one way at home or one way on social media. And I'm just really wanting to bring those all into alignment, because all I can ever be is who I truly am, who my soul authentically is. And I'm on this journey of back to the truth of who my soul authentically is, and really living and breathing that in all areas of my life. And I'm here to invite all souls that are feeling that call, feeling that pull to just authentically be the truth of who they are in every moment, in every situation, regardless of, what the world thinks they should be, and really wanting to connect back to the truth of who you are, and just come home to that place that, where you're always welcome, and there's just so much love. So that's what I want to share. That's what I want to really invite you into. And so we moved into the tiny house to finish the story, and it was hard. It was really, really hard, harder than I ever could have imagined. Not just the whole concept of living in a home which is off-grid. We had a dam for water source. We used solar for electricity. We were relying on the elements and ourselves to actually be responsible for everything that actually helped us survive in our lives. And we all have that responsibility, but when you live off-grid and in a tiny house, I just felt like it magnified everything, which was amazing and beautiful and really bloody hard. And I learned so much from that experience, and I'll definitely, if people want to know more about that experience, I'm happy to get my journals out of that experience and share more of it with you. The highs and lows of all of it. So to be going through that experience and then the initiation into motherhood, I felt really quite isolated in that place, living 3 hours away from my family. We'd moved from the city into a country town. My husband was kind of in and out of work because we'd moved to a new place. So there was literally no stability, no security, no certainty. And I'm okay with the unknown. My soul actually likes change and growth, but this was a lot to experience all at once. But I had to lean in and just surrender to all of it. So that's what I did. And as many of you know, I birthed my first book 10 days before I birthed my first child into the world. And that was a lot as well. And shortly after I had my son, I realized I wasn't going to be able to birth these two babies and nurture these two babies wholly and completely at the same time. I really tried, but it just didn't feel aligned with my soul. It was not working for me. So I decided to kind of put my book on the shelf and really just focus on motherhood and being there for my son and what he needed from me in that experience. And a lot came from that as well. And I'll definitely be sharing some more mother truths of my whole experience of motherhood as well in another video. So that's kind of what I had been going through and what kind of took me away from this space and sharing. And really then to add on top of that, we all went through COVID, and that just made me really go on a journey inwards on another level. And really I'm always on this inner spiritual path that's so important to me. I'm a woman, I'm a mum, I'm a wife, and I'm living in this practical world, but I'm also very much deeply invested in my soul's authentic path, this spiritual world. And I live in both, and I do this dance with both. I believe they do coexist together. I'm not a hippie, I'm not a monk. It's okay if you are, but I don't think you need to be that in order to be on a spiritual journey or on the path back to your authentic soul. I believe we're all already on it. We're just not consciously paying enough attention to it. And I love consciously paying attention to it. I love coming back to the truth of me, the truth of my soul, the depths of myself, because that's where I feel most at home. That's where I feel most like myself, and where all of me is welcome. But I know that's not the case for everybody. I mean, it's not the case for my husband, and we've definitely been on a deeper journey in our relationship and I've been helping him to really come back to the truth of himself, because I realized that he didn't have that same relationship that I do to going inside himself, to going to the depths, to this self-inquiry and contemplation, which I am doing like constantly in every moment because that feels good to me. So I'll share more about that journey as well that me and my husband have been on. That's been incredible, and there's so much to that I feel you'll all get lots of value from. And that was really magnified during COVID as well, which I'm sure it was for so many people in your relationships, just really shining the light on some areas that probably you hadn't really looked at for a while because you'd been busy or distracted, which I feel for me was a beautiful gift that came out of COVID. So I'll definitely share more about that as well. So yeah, I've been feeling called to share and show up in this space, and so this is what I'm going to be doing. I would love to know, just before I move on, I'd love to know what where you're at, where you've been, what you've been journeying through in your life, on your authentic soul's journey, what you've been going through and experiencing in this time since we haven't been connecting really regularly. I'd love to know. I know for some of you, I do know what some of you have been up to, but I'd love this to be an opportunity and an invitation for you to share and reflect on what you have gone through and what your soul is going through and what you've learnt in this time. So, and if you feel called, share it with me. I'd love to know, genuinely, in the comments, or you can send me a private message, whatever feels good to you. But I'd love to know what you've been through and where you currently are now, and specifically in relation to COVID, kind of what the experience of COVID has opened up for you in your life and your journey. I know it's opened up a lot for me in regards to relationships and like my relationship to myself and the people around me, and particularly, in my marriage and my relationship with my children. And so it's brought up a lot for me, and I've been definitely having a deep journey and dive into that. And I'd love to know what it's brought up for you. So please, if you feel called, share, and I would I'd love to have a bit more of a conversation with you about that. What I was about to say is I'm really committed to showing up here more now. It's not because I feel like I have to, and that's why I haven't been here, because I don't know if any of you have seen The Social Dilemma on Netflix. That is another element of why I haven't been showing up here. Once I watched that, I really had a deeper inside understanding of what's kind of going on in the social world, and I didn't want to add to that. I didn't want to add to people's anxiety or stress or pressure that they were already feeling in their lives. I didn't really like the algorithms, messing with people's minds and how they feel and all those emotional things, because I deeply care about how I make people feel. Feelings are a huge part of why I'm here. I feel it all, and I'm very aware of that. I want people to feel better after being in my presence, not worse. And I definitely don't want them to feel pressure and stress and all those things. And I don't want to feel that either. So I don't want this space to feel like that. So, but I am committed to being here because it feels good to my soul to share like this. And my soul has been yearning and craving this for quite a while now. I don't know if you can tell with how all the words are flowing out of me. So I really want to give this gift to myself as well. And so that's why I want to commit to it. I want to commit to showing up here for me, because I know that this is part of what my soul is here to do and loves to do, is to just share from my heart and my soul with you. So I'm committing to definitely doing one YouTube a week and one written post, definitely. Either on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, it'll be there, and potentially one live as well if the space opens up for it, because I love being able to have it like a engaging conversation where it's like we're talking around cups of tea, or we're friends catching up, and or souls just really meeting and sharing what we need to share to help each other, because I really believe all our souls are here to share it, to share with each other and help each other. Now I'm making it really simple and that easy for me to achieve, so that I do achieve it around this enormous role of motherhood and wife and all the things. And I really feel that if I make it that simple, I'll probably end up doing more, because that's what happens. But if I make it too big and too hard, I probably won't even show up, because that's also what happens. So I'm going to make it really easy for me to show up and share with you. Yeah, and it's like I shared a little bit, like this is one of my needs. We all have human needs that we're trying to meet, and I learned a lot about this with one of my teachers, Tony Robbins, and I'll share more about that maybe in a post with you so you can dive deep in it as well, because it's amazing. It's profound when you realize how these needs are kind of driving your soul. My number one need is love and connection, and I get that hugely from my family and my children, and that's why I'm wired to do whatever it takes to be there for them, because that's my number one need. My second is growth, and that's my spiritual path, and that's how I can read. Like I think I read 10 books last year. I'm like looking at my bedside at the moment. There's like at least like 10 sitting there. I love books, and I did a couple of courses last year, and I'm just so committed to personal development. I'm always going to be doing that work. I have been, I think, since I was 15, since I picked up my first book, which I think was The Secret, which was really opened me to a lot of the spiritual path. So growth is just massive for me. It's just always going to be a part of me, and I'd love to share all of that with you, because I know that's not a part of everyone's journey, but there might be some pieces in that can help you on yours, so I'm open to sharing that too. But my third need is contribution and service, and that is what this does for me. Sharing my soul's gifts, sharing my truth, like having a conversation with you is what really feeds my soul on that level of contribution and service, and I have not been feeding that pretty much since I became a mum. To a point in contribution and service in my role in my family life, there's definitely an element there, but there's been this other element of my soul's truth that's really wanted to come out and to be shared. So that's what I really am hoping to create here, and what I'm leaning into here. So yeah, I just really want to share what's in my heart, share what's in my soul, and it's an invitation to hopefully guide you back to what's on your heart and your soul, and back to your authentic soul's truth, because that's what I'm really here for. So I've missed you. I love you guys. I'm really excited. And I look forward to connecting with you all more here and through these spaces. And please leave some comments, reach out if you feel called to. I will be seeing you more here regularly, which is going to feel just amazing. It feels so good for me already. I just feel it's so aligned, and I really hope that it's come at the perfect time for you too. And I trust that it has. All right, beautiful souls, I'm sending you so much love and so much light, so much light, so much love. Okay, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you soon. Bye.